everyone! Welcome to my series where I talk about the books that I've read during 2020. And this one is actually another holdover from 2019. I basically left a lot of books unread. This one was one that I actually read it concurrently over like 3 different rentings of the audiobook because it was so long. I don't know if it was long just because of the fact that it took me forever to read it or if it was the subject matter, but it is a nonfiction book called Hollywood and Crime: The Black Dahlia Murders. Or it's just called like Black Dahlia. It's about the Black Dahlia murder. And it is by Jon Ponder and Rebecca Reynolds. And the narrator is a woman named Tracy Patton. And I didn't realize this when I first picked it up, but basically 3/4 of it is talking about the cases that are very similar to the Black Dahlia or Elizabeth Short's murder back in 1940s, and the 4 cases that happened before, the 2 cases that happened before it, and then 2 cases that happened after her murder that are very similar to her murder. Now, 3/4 of this story is just talking about the murders and the case around it and all the suspects that came about with it. And then the last quarter of it is kind of a podcast where we listen to Tracy talk to, I don't remember his name. I think his name is Stephen Lang. And then I think Rebecca Reynolds is the other one who, basically they go through, because one of the interviewers is the consultant for the show Criminal Minds, where they profile bad guys. And basically what happens is that during that last section, they go through each of the 5 murders and have him pick out a profile for who might have committed all 5 of them, or if it was the same person who did all 5. And it was quite interesting to hear about a lot of the things that happened during this, because it's almost full cast audio, because there's several sections where Tracy is narrating it, but then there's also several sections where there are actually actors portraying the scenes that she's talking about. And it made it pretty real when I was listening to it, which is why it took me a couple of successions of reading it. But I highly recommend this one if you are interested in true crime stories where they actually do go into detail about it. I do highly, highly warn you that there is graphic depiction of bodies, of crime scenes, of basically anything to do with homicide in this book, and it is graphically described. So if you are sensitive to that, do not listen to this one, because there were portions where I was like, yo, I need to put this down. But just a little history lesson if you're not sure what the Black Dahlia is. Basically back in the 40s, there was a woman who was walking her baby in her stroller, and she came upon a woman in a vacant lot, and it looked like a mannequin because she was so white. Well, apparently this woman had been cut in half and laid out completely naked, and she was cut up and dismembered, and her face had been cut into a grisly smile. And this was Elizabeth Short. Now, I've seen plenty of different interpretations of Elizabeth Short's story, and this one was one that I could literally get behind, because there was a couple I had heard where she was an actress, and they actually bring that up, and it's like, she wasn't an actress. She didn't want to be an actress. It's like, okay. So they're debunking a couple of things. So it was quite interesting to hear a lot of the anecdotal evidence along with the actual social norms that were part of that time, and see how things have changed. So I highly recommend it for anyone who enjoys true crime reads, who is okay with hearing gruesome, graphic descriptions of bodies. So, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate you coming to visit, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!